Welcome back to Mountaineer Bushcraft Survival Systems. All right, everybody, we're here at our local Harbor Frieght. We're going to see if we can get us a comprehensive kit put together on the cheap. So you guys just stick around with me here. We're going to have to probably keep the recording a little on the down low in here because a lot of places they really don't like it when you record in the stores. So y'all just hang with me here, and we're going to look through, see what we can find, and hopefully here in another video I can take the items that I get from here and actually do a little video using the items. So you guys stick around. All right, so we got plenty of cutting tools here. Nice little mini shovel, we'll get that. Just a sec, guys. Got $10 for this. We'll get that too. Big grain structure in line with the handle. $12.99. No shortages of lights. We got headlamps. However, these are cheaper. And something I've never seen before. Three modes, rechargeable. You plug it in your 12 volt. $4. Gonna have to get that just cause. Okay. Got $69.99 is a little pricey, but it's a good pack. It's a tool backpack kind of thing, rubberized bottom. It's a little heavy too, but that's about all we can get. We'll get one each. Some moving blankets, larger variety of them. Some pretty big. So I'll get maybe at least one of those, maybe two. Okay, cutting tools. We do got some options. $6.99. $7.99. And $7 for a machete. Why not? That should be all we need. All right, guys, see the damage. I got a thing of zip ties and a free bucket for spending $30 or more. Start over, try to get that in focus. So, nowadays, I guess that much money would be considered a bargain. But just for somewhat of a basic setup, that's what we're dealing with, almost $200. But we'll get this stuff packed away, and hopefully we will be able to get us a video together. That thing's actually really heavy. But I'm out for now, guys. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And hopefully I'll see y'all in another video. Okay, guys, I had to run back in. I forgot a few things, but that added $7 more to the total. So we're gonna need a screwdriver, good fire starter, and a small pair of pliers. But anyway, yeah, figure I'd mention that real quick. Okay, guys, we're back, and we're going to take a look at everything we got here and see what we can get put in our pack. So we'll get things readjusted here. I'll bring the camera down a little bit, and we'll just start grabbing some of the gear I got, and we'll go over it real quick. Okay, guys, before we actually get started here, I was talking to a friend about the items and stuff I got here, and I was a little kind of bummed out. I was hoping to not spend as much, but as it turned out, $200 was pretty much the best we could do. So I was like, I know the economy's struggling, prices have gone up, but then as we were talking about it, the thought occurred to me. I was complaining about spending $200 to make this kit up while, sitting in my pocket. Right now, it's currently almost a $300 knife. So before we get the video rolling, let's just put that into perspective. So I think $200 for what we got actually ain't too bad, especially considering I have one item on just an EDC carry that is half again as expensive of the sum total of this entire kit. So, all right, let's with that, let's go ahead and get this stuff started here. All right, first one is pretty easy. We got this shovel. It does have a fiberglass handle. Now the pin here doesn't look very strong. That almost looks like almost like a large pop rivet, but that side kind of looks like a pin. So be aware of that. Now this too has a fiberglass handle, and you can see it rides clear up into here. So keep that in mind if you're going to use this particular shovel
for managing a fire. Don't leave it into the heat for a very prolonged period of time, or you will damage this handle. Now, granted, yeah, you could probably, if you had the right tools with you, take this out, put wood in it, or maybe a good idea would be to do that before you even take the shovel out. But then again, you might as well just buy one that had a wooden handle at that point. So, but that was pretty affordable. See, you got the receipt there. Our shovel. Oh, actually, that is the wrong receipt. I do believe I got the shovel price on another video, but that's all right. It was affordable. I think it's around $10. All right, moving on to our other digging tool. Now, admittedly, that's pretty chunky. I am going to probably take a angle grinder, and I'm going to probably modify this to make it work better. I mean, it will work as is, but I much rather have a much acute point, and I want to take some meat off that entire slab. That's sort of like a pick end. I might modify that just a little bit, not much. Clean these edges up a little bit and make them just a little bit sharper. But having a Matic pick combo type digging tool out here where I live is actually kind of handy, because we do have a lot of rocks and roots, things of that nature you probably come across. Now this is a little weighty. Don't know if it actually tells you how heavy it is, but I'm going to say that that's about altogether at least 2.5 pounds, somewhere in that neighborhood, maybe just 2 pounds. However, and mind you, depending on where you live, that tool there may not even be a necessity, so that's just that much more money you wouldn't have to spend on the kit. Now, our saw, pretty simple. It's got a decent little flex to it, not like super bad though. Wooden handle, blades screwed like a type of screw pin, almost like a Chicago or Corby bolt kind of thing. It's got fairly decently medium teeth pattern to it, so it should work on softwoods and hardwoods pretty decent, but it's not too big, and it's fairly light. So that would be the primary tool we got for our saw. I mean, cutting our wood outside the hatchet, which this will be way more efficient than trying to cut everything with a small hatchet by far. No, backwards. All right, it's 100-piece black cable ties, zip ties. How long are these, do they say? No, anyway, these are, I want to say, about 10 inches long. Pretty handy. You do all kinds of things with these. Oh, what do I get? Aha. That's pretty much a universal item to have. I know it's not Gorilla Tape, but we've relied on this form of duct tape for decades before Gorilla Tape was ever a thing. Still pretty good stuff. We can repair your clothes, repair your tarps. I'm bold enough to make that a part of my first aid kit. So, yeah, can't get wrong with some duct tape. That's grade A material. Okay, this guy apparently wants to get into the spotlight. This is from Gordon. It is a 18-inch machete. We're going to pop this out of the pack and just get a feel for it here. That does come with a sheath. I'm pretty sure it's pretty simple, basic kind of deal. So we'll get that open. I definitely decided to go with this in lieu of that big survival Rambo looking knife thing they got there. Not a fan of those. All right, let's see, belt loop, Velcro securement. It does have a fairly flimsy plastic liner inside, which is actually a good thing, because this Cordura stuff is so thin that machete would absolutely eat that alive. Plus, it's got a saw back on it, so yeah, we get that out of the way. There is a very flimsy plastic liner in there, but hey, you know, we'll take it over none. Probably shouldn't have put that pocket knife up. We're not done getting this bad boy out of the packaging. Okay, we got it. The handle's actually not too bad. I can do the pinch flick cuts with it too. I mean, that's a little bit in the way, this top part of the guard, so a modification for me might be actually the cut and then smooth this off. Yeah, it's just a little bit in the road to do flick cuts with, but wow, that's actually quite aggressive. Got a nice 90-degree section right here, which is pretty good. That's not great, but you can do some work with that. Ooh. Okay. You can kind of see some messed up spots on that saw. Some of that metal there at the tops of them, they're like really buggered looking. So that saw is pretty iffy. Though I really don't like, I mean, like, it's that better than nothing kind of thing, having the machete, but I don't really care for the saws on the back of them. Sharpness. It's a little bit sharper down here than up here. It's definitely not great in each work, but that will cut out of the box. So, you know, it's light vegetation, briars, small vines, yeah, and grasses. It'll definitely do the job for that. Got a little bit of flex. Comes back to true. Okay. So that's not the most terrible machete I've ever had in my hand. So that can definitely come in handy if you get in some real brushy areas, especially with our multiple rows and our wild Russian olive trees we got around here. My only concern is the sheath. I don't know how well the sheath will hold up to that saw back pulling that in and out. So you want to be definitely careful with that, because you could easily damage your carrying sheath here. Okay, for what it's worth, it's in there, and the blade's semi-protected, but you definitely want to be careful with that. All right, let's move right along. This was kind of my answer for not having a multi-tool effect kit. Small pair of needle nose pliers, and they got the cutters. Now, my big thing is, like I said, you know, like if I can find it to do, there's a lot of stuff I can do with wire out there, especially all the paw bars in this county. You find it everywhere. There's fence lines right along some of the major roads that have gone bad, old properties, old fence. But having something to manipulate some wire with, or grabbing something hot, like maybe I found a bowl or a pot or something I'm using didn't have a handle, you know, something I can kind of grab onto it and pick it move it around off on the fire. So that's, and this was like, I'm thinking $2.49. It was just around $3, under $3 for this little guy. And not too long ago, these were like, I think like $1.50, $2 up there. So prices have definitely gone up. All right, we had actually a lot of decent flashlight options. I wanted the headlamp, but for the sake of saving money, I got these two. They do come with the batteries already. If I can push the button. Well, maybe that one don't. There we go. The blue one definitely works. Okay, we got nothing on the red one, so I'll check that. They're actually decently bright LEDs. Each one takes 3 AAAs. Tells you nothing about how long the battery life is or lumens that I can see. About 70 lumen output, my bad. Super bright, 70 lumen. Okay. So that's not bad. We got 2 of them. It's not a headlamp, but I'm pretty proficient with using these kinds of lights anyway, so. And then another light we got was this little guy. You simply plug into a 12 volt, something like in your car. 2, 3, off. It has 3 different modes. I just kind of thought that was kind of nifty. I've never seen nothing like that, so why not? So actually, we got 3 flashlights in that kit. One's rechargeable, though the method is quite specific. All right, moving around. That's pretty simple. We got 2 different sizes, flats and Phillips, but they're kind of your basic thing. And this is a 1/4 inch. So if you have any kind of screw or nut, bolt, whatever, it's got that 1/4 inch. You can pop that in there and still. So that was a pretty basic tool that I felt that was important to have in the kit. I didn't want to not have some type of screwdriver. So that's definitely a nice thing to have in our kit. Pretty cheap too. That was under $3, that piece there. Yeah, pretty basic, pretty simple. I've had these before. Actually, I was going to use an old one I bought from there before, but I said no, let's not do that. I didn't buy it there that day. So, but they do work. This magnesium is a little rougher to get off. These bars are quite hard. They're not nowhere near like a Doan's bar that the military used to use, but they do work. So that's a pretty good method we got for starting fires. Now we got a epoxied or glued in ferro rod, and then we got a big bar of magnesium, and it does come with a striker, which is basically just about 2.5 inch section of hacksaw. So that is for starting our fires. Now I tried to find like a normal cigarette lighter, but they did not have any there. All right, let's get our cordage. We're gonna cheap hank of paracord here. It's not the 550 by any means. The safe load weight's 160 pounds. It's a little bit under the normal diameter too, so it's probably only got somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 strands in it, or 4 or 5 strand, I'm guessing. But we got 50 foot of it, decent size, and it's definitely strong enough to take out there to do our shelters with. And 200 foot of jute. This is also good for fire starting. We can use this as a general purpose lashing, just any kind of thing. We need something that doesn't require a very strong line to tie up, and we got lots of it. Okay, now the hatchet. I saved it next to last for a reason. like I said, as we in the store, it's not the greatest grain structure, but trust me, that was about the best they had up there. And most importantly, at center of that, the cutting edge is actually in line with the center of the handle. Now, I first grabbed off the rack those shorter handled fireman's looking axes. I actually kind of really wanted one of those. It was about a boy's axe size, and plus it had the pick on the back, so we could do some double duty with that. But the warp on those axes, where the blade was in line with the handle, I should have took the time to show you guys. Unbelievably bad. I mean, we're talking 2-3 inches completely off center. One of them, I just standing there shaking my head. It's like, how was this thing allowed to leave the factory? But I went through literally every hatchet there to find this one. So keep that in mind. Just don't grab one off the rack. Look through it. Make sure there's no lot of damage to the edge. Make sure you got semi-decent grain structure for getting the wood handle. And definitely make sure that cutting edge is as close to as possible dead center of your handle. That's really important when you're swinging a hatchet axe. If those things are off center, you could get some bad deflection whenever. And plus, you're not using the energy of your strike very efficiently. You know, you're coming down and you're off center. So I'll be holding this handle in my hand. It feels straight and dead center. Now, when I come down, since the blade's warped off to one side, say it's like that. So instead of coming down making a nice straight cut, you know, and it's got some decent thickness. It'll split small stuff pretty well, I think. I am definitely going to have to do some work on that edge. She is chunky. That's not going to cut very well. So yeah, that's going to have a good little bit of steel taken off both sides of that. It's a 1.25 pound axe or hatchet. That they had the fiberglass ones there. I don't know. I was wanting the wooden handle one this time. I just wasn't feeling those fiberglass ones. But let me put this blade edge protector back on. So this is going to maybe look a little different when we see it again, when I get a chance to go out and do the overnight challenge with this gear. I'm going to make some modifications to this head, make it look nicer, function better. And last but not least, Gordon again. Now, this to me is a ripoff of a type of Gerber knife I'd seen before. Now, those Gerber knives came in 3 sizes. They had a small, medium, and large one. But I think it's maybe Paraframe or something they were called. I've got all 3 of them in a box, so one of these days we'll have to do a review on them. But yeah, this is definitely kind of a clone knockoff of the Paraframe. Surprisingly, not the worst edge I've ever had from a cheap knife. Well, it goes real thin. You have to be, mindful of the limitations of a folding pocket knife. So, actually, the lockups engaged pretty decent. That's definitely a bonus. It closes easy. Deploys pretty easy. Okay, real quick. Just want to see how well it cuts. Okay, I can definitely work with that. Now, how long it holds that edge is anybody's guess, but being that my EDC has implements to keep a edge sharp, not a big deal. But I do like the fact that came out not too badly centered either. I mean, it's off a little bit, but it's not hateful. Not too bad for 6 something. All right, now our next components here. We got 2 of these, and then I got 2 because it's winter. And that's the reason I got 2 tarps as well. The 40-inch by 72-inch. Now, we got 2 different size tarps. Now, this is only a 5x7. This would be our ground cover, and we put one of these moving blankets on top of this. So that will give us some padding and some insulation from the ground. Now, this bigger one, 7x9, will actually be the shelter itself. And the extra blanket, the same as the first one I showed you, is strictly to cover your body with if needed. Now then, our most expensive purchase, this Bauer tool bag backpack. And we got multiple attachment points up front here. Plastic D-ring. It does have a nice stout rubberized bottom. Got this simple front pouch there. So it does have a few compartments, which are nice. We got a zip here. That's a pretty small front pocket, not very big. Good place for the flashlights. We got big side pouch, 2 small little pouches there. And that's a big solid piece of spring steel that's riveted in. It'd be great for like a tape measure or something normally like that, but I have a different function for that. It'll probably be there to help keep one of our tools on. This side, that is made kind of weird. Oh, okay, it's elastic. Okay, we got an elastic pouch here. That would be a good one if we'd been able to find some kind of water bottle or something to take it with us. That would have been a good spot for it, but they'll probably have a hatchet or a shovel being used in it. All right, our primary pouch in the middle. Got a sleeve and just a simply a open spot in the middle. Let's see. Pretty basic straps. We do have a chest strap. That's nice. We do have places in the rigging itself where about 4 on each side. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. This thing probably ain't going to be super comfortable to carry, but we do got some padding, and this will help for airflow. Up here. And this is meshed right up through here, and then it's decently padded. But like I said, you know, there's a chance that this is not going to be super comfortable, but I do believe it'll work just fine. And this was pretty much $70. I don't think we got hurt too bad on that. I definitely like the blue one that was sitting beside it better. But that was fairly expensive. So, oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, we got more. Completely did not see that. So we got more space here, obviously. Another, like a sub-middle pouch. Got a mesh zipper spot here. Their Velcro pocketed sleeve. Get that down where y'all can see it. We got multiple organizing pouches. Okay, that's pretty awesome. That actually definitely helped organize your gear. It's attached one on each side there to help keep that from, you know, falling clear away from you. Yeah, okay, that's pretty nice. All right, guys, let's wrap this up before we run this video so late that no one's going to watch it. There, get the camera up there. Okay. All right, so what do we think here? like I said, after I talked to my friend and my initial thoughts, and I was like, man, let's kind of put this into perspective. I was sitting here kind of, complaining about $200, but then I was like, man, I'm sitting here complaining about that, and I got almost a three right now on Amazon. The Benchmade 940 Osborne, it's like $289.99. I almost got a $300 pocket knife. I was like, my EDC, just my general EDC, vastly outweighs first cost, outweighs what I got for almost a complete kit. I wasn't able to find, like I said, the metal container to boil water in, but it's a pretty comprehensive kit outside that. And I'm like, what am I complaining about? I mean, comparatively, it's like, yeah, I kind of felt foolish after that, but this may be one we'll do a review on too later. D2 steel, Gerber, yeah, it's $60. So it's like, this little guy, it's like $25. Like just on my personal EDC. I mean, I've got way more money in just my everyday carry than I did in this full kit here. Well, minus I did get a free bucket, so we do got a container. I didn't bring the lid with me, but we got that red 5-gallon bucket. Not great, but it's a container. So, all right, guys, I'm going to leave off with that. We're already running into the 30-minute mark here, so thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. It does help the channel a lot when you guys interact with the channel, hitting that like button, just leaving a quick comment. It does help a lot. So if you do that, I appreciate it. And with that, y'all have a very good day, and I thank you kindly for watching.